Welcome back. And as you see, Jessica is our guest. Well, she's performed as a spoken word, I call her spoken word artist, a spoken word poet. I try to mix up the name, but she's right here in our Lagos studios to have a chat with us. It's Children's Day special. Jessica, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
What did you call the name again? Convener of Summer
STEAM Boot Camp.
Let's start from there.
Right.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
And you're already organizing boot camp. Very amazing. Tell us what this boot camp is really all about. It's Children's Day, so today is the show is for you.
Yeah, so the boot camp was based on the SDG Goal 4, which had to do with quality education. So I just sat down one day, basically, and thought about it. In my own little way, how can I help people? How can I help people in my community, people around me? How can I help them? So I've always wanted to adopt an SDG goal, and Goal 4 felt like it was speaking to me, and there was something I could do with it. And I decided to start the Summer STEAM Boot Camp as a way of allowing children to have this extra activity, extra feel, so there's fun in education. Basically, that was what the Summer STEAM Boot Camp was all about. So it includes the science, technology, and the rest. There's the art and the math as well. So just bringing everything together, tying it to fun ways we can learn different things. Yes.
Brilliant, guys.
Thank you.
So I love your spoken word, and I wish it wouldn't end. But you also have an interest in media and communication. You have also have an interest in tech.
Yes.
Tell us what you've envisioned about what you're going to do with these big dreams of yours.
Well, it's a lot, actually. I can't even lie. But I would say that I want to be able to create a space where we are free and happy people. Yes, so allowing people to dream bigger than they can imagine and achieve something wonderful with it. Just giving ourselves an excellent or a bright future, basically, yes.
And I like that you're taking your destiny in your hands. I want to ask if people, which are you? Are you a Texas? Do they describe you as a geek and all of that? But I'm more particular about what young people feel about Nigeria and what kind of future you envision. And with this boot camp, it looks like you're preparing for a greater future. Now, this is meant to be a roundtable. We'll be joined by some other young people from our Abuja studio. But what kind of future do you envision in Nigeria in the current context that it is, and with the potential that you see around you? What kind of vision do you envision? Future do you envision?
So I envision a future where we're, like I said, there's a safe environment for us. There's good quality health care. And I also envision a future where we have qualified people being able to work in certain aspects, right, of the government. They are able to take charge in certain aspects of the government. That way we have reduced crime rates, we have quality health care, we have good education. That is the future that I envision for Nigeria.
So what are the challenges you see among young people that at your age you could say makes you very uncomfortable, maybe takes sleep out from your eyes sometimes, and you're wondering what exactly is going on with my generation? Because a lot has been said about your generation, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But you guys are great people. So tell me, what are the challenges you see?
Well, to be honest, there's a lot of challenges, I believe. But tying it back to what I had mentioned before, we still have some people in my generation who are, for instance, unemployed. These people have gone to school and they've acquired the necessary documentation, but still they find it hard to get jobs in the country. We still find people who are not able to have quality, good education. They're not given the opportunity to have good education. We still have people who are suffering from preventable diseases. Yes, so it's, like I said, it is a lot, but hopefully we would get to the very best soon.
All right, let's expand the conversation. Let's bring in our guest from the nation's capital, Abuja. We're being joined by Abdul Kader Shaibu, is a passionate disability advocate, a project leader in public health, education, and environmental sustainability, as well as Safia Gambo, educator and social development advocate. Gentlemen and lady, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, so let me start with you, Safia. on this particular one. And today is Children's Day. My colleague Kayode was saying that it's unfair that parents also don't have public holiday so they can give their children the best of time because, of course, they want to be taken out and have fun as much as possible. But from where you sit, this is a routine we do every other year. Are you seeing us advancing the kind of future that we expect our children to live in?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. A happy Children's Day to Nigeria's children. The future really is kind of bleak because as it is now, Nigeria is still globally with the highest number of out-of-school children, about 10 million out-of-school children in primary education. So the future is bleak, especially in education. There are so many factors contributing to Nigeria being globally the country with the highest number of out-of-school children. We have insecurity. There is lack of safety of the insecurity. There is also lack of policy implementations. We need policies to be implemented in ways whereby inclusive education is being centered, not just educating children per se or creating policies to educate children, but policies that are inclusive for children with disabilities so that no child is left behind.
So let me come to you now, Mr. Shaibu. Jessica has said something very, very significant. She says she wants to be able to create a safe space for everyone to work in and for people who are qualified to be able to, achieve their dreams. And really for the Nigerian child, even the youth, safe places are very, very important. And, we've had the other guests by you now, they also talk about the future being bleak. Do you see that there's a safe place and space for expression of children and young people, under this government?
Good morning. Thank you for having me, and happy Children's Day to children out there. So yes, I see there's a safe space. We are getting there. We are not there because currently the safety of the children and everyone, there's this climate of fear out there that there is no safety, no security anywhere you go. But I'll put it to us out there. The safety and security of everyone begins with us. How do you make your environment safe? How do we live with people around us? How do we live with our neighbors in our communities? Before you talk of the general nation, you have to talk of your communities, your immediate environment. Because my neighbor, how is my relationship with my neighbor? Is the environment safe for both of us to live? Okay, if it's safe, then we move to the community. From the community, we go to the society at large. So I think with that, we have to work, me and you and others and everyone, put hands together and collaborate and make sure that the community is safe. That's the only way that we can make sure the nation itself is safe.
I'm not talking about safety in that sense. I'm talking about safety for your voices to be heard, for expression, for your needs as children and young people. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. For that, I think that's why we have the SDG 2030 vision goal, which currently everyone is working on. Currently, I'm an advocate for the SDG, and part of what we discuss is gender equality, youth empowerment, and youth inclusion. And currently, the current government, from what we are saying, there is massive inclusion of the youth in administration and in policy making. Yes, we are not yet there, but we are heading there. The step in which the current government is taking, I'm sure if we continue on that, with the help of other collaborative agencies, international organizations, and other sister organizations, we'll get there.
Right. Just before I come to Jessica, I want to refer to what the president's wife, the First Lady, the statement that she put out earlier today in commemoration of Children's Day. And I particularly want to ask Safia, being an educator in that sense. And, you know, the theme for this year's celebration and commemoration is Stand Up, Building a Bullying-Free Generation. I mean, bullying is something a lot of us had to endure in school. And bullying then was almost like one-dimensional, but these days bullying is multidimensional. There's a physical bullying, there's online bullying, and I mean, bullying is just really multifaceted. So as an educator, does this resonate with you? And if you were to have a sit down with the First Lady, those in, you know, decision-making sphere, what would you be telling them about ending bullying? Before I come to Jessica. Safia.
Okay, thank you very much. As an educator with classroom experience teaching children in on primary level, I'd say some of the key things that are vital, which I've also seen through the decade, that is important, especially for education for children in Nigeria, is first, we need to invest in their teachers. It is important that teachers are being invested into. So when policies are being made for education, teachers' investment should be key into these policies. And then the process of implementation also should be the type that drives change. Another key thing I would say is infrastructure. It is important that we have conducive, safe learning environments for children. And then the infrastructure is not just building conducive classrooms and making the classes accessible, which is very important. Like I keep saying, we need to be thinking inclusion, inclusive education. The classroom needs to be inclusive for children with disabilities, like I said earlier, so that everyone can be carried along. And then also this infrastructure, aside it being accessible, aside it being conducive, we also need to key in factors and go along with the rest of the world, like ICT. I know ICT is being introduced in Nigerian schools right now, but we need to have it. We need to have it more in depth. That is beyond just learning computer. We need hands-on training, hands-on ICT training for children in Nigeria. So if that is a start, and if that is if the implementation of such policies is being well done, I think the future will begin to be bright for Nigerian children in the education sector.
Jessica now, and I want to get first-hand information about bullying these days. I wouldn't say I'm really aware of what bullying is like today. Well, I talk to a lot of young people, but it's never like being in the trenches. In a good sense, right? So you are smack in the middle of it. You're 16 years old.
Yes.
What are the dimensions of bullying today, and what are the kind of interventions that you hope that the educators, the people in authority, will be able to introduce to reduce bullying and ensure that every child has a safe space?
Like you mentioned earlier, currently we are facing different dimensions of bullying. We have physical bullying, we have the verbal bullying, we have the cyberbullying, which is a really major problem nowadays, because it ends up lowering people's self-esteem to the point where many young people end up committing suicide as the only option or the only way out of it. And like Safia mentioned, I think one of the ways that we can work on this is ensuring that we have quality skilled personnel who know these things, who can teach these things to children, who can also teach them the good and the bad. For instance, like I mentioned, I said there is cyberbullying nowadays. So people who can teach the children to understand how to use the internet, to know that when you do a certain thing on the internet, this is the consequence that you're going to get from it. That way you're channeling the energy of the children to a good part, and we're not allowing people to suffer and then allowing others take their lives for things that are very minute or very mediocre. And another thing also would still tie to the quality education when it comes to the sense of physical bullying, I know that some schools nowadays are working on it to ensure that there is proper caution taken to bullying in schools by like very strong measures, but then I still feel that there's a lot that can still be done. If it means having a talk with both the students and probably their parents as well, letting adults know, letting other individuals know that these are the kind of challenges that they are facing now, and also teaching the students so they are able to know what to do in a particular situation. Sometimes students face bullying and they think that the only way to resort to fight back. Sometimes some people are told, oh, you're supposed to fight back. Sometimes that's not necessarily the case because they turn out to be the bad person. If someone ends up dying in the process, the blame would fall back on them. So I think, like she's mentioned, and like I would state again, I think this all falls down to skilled personnel in the different workforce.
So, pardon me, Jeffrey, why the first responder in any dimension of bullying, particularly within the four walls of a school, is the teacher. But more often than not, you hear the students say that they don't want to report to the teacher. Why is it the case? Why don't they have the confidence in the teacher to resolve this? So sometimes how it happens is when these bullying occurs, and the student confides in another person. If they were to go confide in a teacher, there could be the chance that the teacher would not curb the situation, instead would go and take it out with the other students. So what they've done by going straight to the other student and taking it out has just increased the amount of bullying that would happen without them actually noticing or without them seeing it. So there will be more increase in bullying behind the scenes where the teacher's eyes are not going to be there. It could happen, they could now, in worst case scenarios, it could have happened in school and then the student reports to a teacher. The person who is bullying them could meet them in their house and continuing that bullying, or can turn it into, like I said, cyberbullying, and that could lead to a lot of things. We could have depression, we could have children killing themselves.
Let's take it to Sophia. Sophia, let's talk about some more, even a bit more serious as well. Besides bullying, is the issue of substance abuse. We've heard this incident as well, even cultism as well. So, Sophia and Mr. Shaibu, I would like you to respond to this in 1 minute each. How do we curb, besides the issue of bullying, how do we check the issues of substance abuse and cultism in schools? Because it's scary to know, but that is the truth, that it happens even at junior secondary, even primary school sometimes, depending on where you live.
How we can curb this, I believe, is through sensitization. School children should be well educated on the impact of substance abuse and bullying on their lives and the impact it will have in their future. And also, again, I'll take it back to investing in the educators, that's the teachers. If schools, that is private and public sectors, will employ well-qualified educators to teach children in classrooms, these are people that have been trained from their, let's say, university degrees. A teacher who is trained on educational psychology will react differently to situations in the learning environment or in the classroom. For instance, where you have a case of cyberbullying, or, okay, that is being done outside the learning environment. If you have like physical bullying in school, it might not be apparent that a child is being bullied, but I can assure you a well-qualified teacher will be able to spot bullying from the reactions and body languages of children in the classroom. And they will know how to properly handle it in a way where it doesn't escalate or causes much more trauma than the harm that has already been done on the victim. And then also for substance abuse, this goes down to everyone in the community, because children learn from what they see, what they are being exposed to, and then what is being given to them. Aside it being on the internet, so many children right now are exposed to the internet. It has its good side, it has its bad side, but
all right,
using
Sophia, my
ICT, we are trying
because
to
of time, if you can hear me,
yeah.
let's also give Mr. Shaibu an opportunity to have his last take on the program. Shaibu?
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. So adding to what Safia and Jessica have said, I think apart from just getting qualified teachers, we also have to look at the infrastructure and facilities of the school. Because, for example, I'll use advocacy. Is very important for the student because there's a capacity building where you tell them more about what the effect, the negative effect of whatever they are doing is in the outside world. If you bring about facilities and equipment, we talk of ICT. Okay, for somebody that is into use of hard drugs, for while you are using, you can research on the internet what the effect is, after the health effect, the emotional effect, and what the physical effect is. With that, I think we can be able to curb to so many extent, and also religious leaders and our parents themselves, because it starts from the house, from the environment. When the parent notice those kind of situations, they sit the children and tell them, this, what you are doing is wrong. If they can't, they look for someone that has the capacity to do that. Because I feel most times it's not about shouting and punishing and abuse of children. It's about sitting them down and making them know what they are doing is wrong, and this is the right way to do. This is the effect of it when they continue going this way. Because for someone that is taking hard drugs, let me use an example. The health effect, it affects your kidney, your physically, without eating, you'll be malnourished. There are so many effects.
All right, Mr. Shaibu.
You end up in the hospital if you are not well equipped financially and you don't have people that stand, you might end up dying.
All right, Mr. Shaibu, I think your points are well noted. If you can hear me, my sincere apologies because of time. But I think all the points are well noted. It's important we lay these very serious issues. As much as we celebrate and have fun with the kids and the children today, it's important we highlight these issues that are of concern to the community and the society. I must thank you. Sophia Gambo is an educator, social development advocate, as well as Abdulkader Shaibu, passionate disability advocate, project leader in public health, education, and environmental sustainability, joining us from Abuja studios. And right here in our Lagos studio is the superstar herself, Jessica, tech enthusiast, special interest in media, communication, design, and illustration, also a creative at EU Media and Design, and convener of Summer STEAM, right? Yes. Post camp. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Gentleman and lady. Okay, gentlemen and ladies, that's the right thing to say. We're not done with the children yet, so we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to the next leg of the conversation. Join us again.